Remix. 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 Remix.
What it do, niggas?
Right on. Welcome back, everybody. Remix Morning Show, the best morning show in the history of media, right here on Black Liberation Media. Amber, Geechee, Jared in the building. The undefeated chat is on its way. Please make sure that as you are on your way, that you like, share, subscribe, support the Patreon, the ever-expanding Patreon and content that you find there. And greetings. Peace, everybody. Welcome.
Maybe they'll let me do some content one day, you guys.
You said what?
Maybe they'll let me do some Patreon content one day.
I don't know. They have Patreon after dark, then you're invited. But
I mean, really everything on Patreon is after dark. Let's be serious.
Patreon, when we go on Patreon, it's nice, wholesome.
I definitely am very wholesome.
What
are you trying to say about me, Geechee?
I'm just saying. I love you. How you doing, Amber? Is your travel safe?
Don't try to ask me that now. Jared asked yesterday because he knew he was going to get bullied if he did.
Right.
First of all, there's no need for both of us to ask. You see what I'm saying?
I
already knew the answer.
Oh, you both should ask.
In.
I actually hyped them up to ask in the first place. I was like,
you're a liar. Let's be serious.
You're not checking in, Geechee. Don't you know the rules? You got to check in.
We're supposed to be a family.
Hype me up.
A Black Liberation family. And you just be like, fuck Amber.
No, literally, I'm telling you. I was about to text you because, yeah.
I was about to. I was fitting to.
But I'm an afterthought, so you didn't follow through.
I was busy, man. My wires got crossed. I had a long day.
Busy doing what? What you been doing, Geechee?
Trying to
organizing the people.
Trying to put some no-shoot zones together. Also,
cool.
And trying to do some tenant union.
A tenant union sounds cool.
I don't know. It sounds cool, but it's difficult.
We have a tenant union here.
I'd like to hear more about the no-shoot zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, expound, Geechee.
So, we was in a meeting the other day, and there's an organization that's very impactful for the young people. The young people come there and play basketball.
I'm gonna say they be doing midnight basketball.
No, they don't do midnight. I don't think so. But the person who's the director of this organization at the bottom, they live in the second floor, and then the third floor is like young people who come out of the program, they can stay there. Anyway, so this place, a lot of young people come there for kind of like a safe space. But there were a couple of young boys who kind of was walking around there one day, and somebody like shot at them and missed. And then the conversation was happening around why and what happened, and one of the young people's had to carry his stuff so he can be okay. And the person child lived there, like the person's little child lived there, and they was like concerned, like, hey, this kid came today, and last time they was there, they got shot at. Like, I wonder if I should ask him to leave. And so I asked, well, she was like, what should I do? I said, you probably should ask the kid, why do they come here and how do they find this space? Like, what do they get out of this space? Mm-hmm. And if this is a safe space for them, then you got a better chance of not only keeping them here, but starting to develop community no-shoot zones, as a couple comrades and folks did in Baltimore and other cities. And that might be a better solution than telling the kid, nah, bro, you hot, you can't come here. So we're kind of laying out some groundwork to see what zones could be there, including that space, because young people go there.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be good to isolate him. I definitely think the answer is to ask him what support he needs and stuff.
Yeah.
Look at you, Geechee.
There you go. But yeah, no, I think even there's things that I remember Baltimore, and I feel like some of those spots was effective, and I think that work is all of the work in these spaces, like I think dealing with gun violence and some of those tougher work, we very rarely. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say the movement don't do that, but I feel like I don't see a lot of action towards that, and it's normally police related. And so it's kind of like
it's not usually focused on intracommunal violence.
Nah, I mean and maybe we don't have those systems set up. Like, and we have conversations like that all the time. Like, there's no system or movement set up for domestic violence and other shit like that. And
we were just talking about that yesterday. Actually, me, Shay, and Tone was talking about that because we were talking on Tone comments. We were talking on the phone, and we were talking about the exact same thing. How like up north they have some more resources usually, but like down south we definitely don't have any resources or infrastructure for that, and that's a big issue. But it still just hasn't been, created.
Yeah. So
also, A-Rob said this is live. Yes, it's live, nigga.
I always like to when I see those in the chat, I like to pull the comment up and say no, we're not. I just wonder if that ever gives people a moment of destabilization. If it's destabilized, like, wait, what? How did that? What?
Right? How did you read that?
How did you read it? Doing multiple things at once.
David said he wearing his new "I Mix What I Like" hoodie. Y'all got hoodies?
Yeah. Oh, word. Yeah. I'm waiting for the winner to get mine. Absolutely. I'm about to. Oh, that's dope though. Yeah. Everybody go to Black Liberation Media.
Like hoodies are for any weather. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I hear you. You're probably right. In fact, next chance I get, I'm about to go order mine.
Because we know you got the money.
Oh, absolutely. I have all the money. I'm very, very rich.
I know.
And
that's why your ass didn't want to come. Talking about you didn't want to be around them broke niggas.
Exactly. And it was really the real reason I'm not going to be at the conference is because the first class accommodations weren't appropriate and my private plane situation got messed up. And I'm like,
making a video like brokey.
Yeah, exactly. On my way to the conference. I mean, why else would I go to the conference? Like, how else would I, I'm not trying to just show up like everybody else. So yeah, I had to tell him,
not hoodies in any weather thing. I feel like sometimes you can't wear them outside, but you can definitely wear them inside. Yeah, and depending on where you are, you need one because like at conferences and stuff, it'd be so cold.
Right. Movie theaters sometimes. And for some reason, like the way our house situates towards the sun and the way the windows do and don't collect air from the outside, it can be a wildly different temperature in here than it is outside sometimes. So sometimes it gets cold and then you forget how hot it is outside or vice versa. So it's you're right. And it's always a good time to go to blackliberationmedia.org, hit the store button and go find yourself in any weather item.
We really need to make some Amber's approach merch.
We do. I think if you have a logo and work with Renee, who has set up the store for us, I'm sure she can make it happen and get that Geechee logo one too. But you can get remix stuff, you can get Black Liberation Media stuff, you can get Saturday stuff and other show options, I'm sure, on the way. And you support this cooperative collective effort that is still evolving.
Weird about liking and subscribing too.
As I absolutely make sure you like, share, subscribe, put this in your socials, invite others to join you this fine morning or whenever you're seeing this. And
they said they also need Hootie Daddy shorts, and I for one support. I know you don't like your body out.
Ooh,
Yeah.
no, not mine. No. I want us
I'm
to.
doing 5-inch inseams and higher. I love the summer.
I want burkas. I want
Interesting.
Black Liberation Media muumuus.
Now wait, I will take a moo baby.
Yeah.
They didn't say how good you look in the moo. Oh my, got me one for Christmas. I was real cute. I said, wait a minute, this comfortable.
Again, I'm fully with you on this. I support the Amber movement in this regard because because you can absolutely be fully clothed and still be cute and still be attractive.
Pull up A-Rob's comment.
I know you don't like your body out. Yeah, this is it. This is as much as I think needs to be shown. I already think I'm doing too much right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was just want to say I'm very excited because my Airbnb has a huge mirror, which means I'm gonna make amazing TikTok videos, and I'm gonna get these outfits off, and that's what's most important. Because
did
when
they
you
put that on the thing? Did they say we have a TikTok mirror for you?
They did not say that. And then I
They
got here in this living room, and this hoe is huge. I said, now wait a minute, I can set my phone up right there to get these outfits off.
And look at these big, beautiful mugs too. These mugs are actually fly as hell, though. I do love the mugs. I'm like, I like, perfect for drinks, eating cereal. I put my rice meals in there. You know what I mean?
When's the last time you ate cereal?
Well, actually, not that long ago. I eat every once in a while. I have a bowl and then or a cup, and then. But I do have oats.
Cereal in about 8 years.
But for my gutty gut, I have oats and blueberries on occasion,
like oatmeal
as well. Yeah, rolled oats.
I love oatmeal.
Yeah.
I love oatmeal, like the original kind. Now, like add like brown sugar and stuff and honey, and then I put eggs in it. It's so good.
Ooh, I can't do the eggs.
Yeah, my friends like this is too much texture, but for some reason the texture of oatmeal and eggs like just works for me, and it's a great way to get fiber and protein.
An old vegan friend of mine once referred to eggs as chicken fetuses, and I've never been able to get past it. So I will probably
chicken period.
Yeah, even if I go back on my veganism one day, it will never be eggs. I can't. I'm totally mentally destroyed off of that one. I can't.
I really love eggs.
Yeah.
But how you eat eggs and oatmeal and you don't eat watermelon?
Now, didn't nobody tell you to bring that shit up?
Because that's some weird shit just now. You just
He's being messy. He brought the off-camera discussion on air.
Man.
Ooh.
And that's all right. That's all right. Don't you worry, Geechee. I won't forget this.
What you saying? Let the people know how eggs got the texture with oatmeal.
I have always loved eggs and oatmeal. My grandma, my nana used to make like breakfast for all her grandkids or whatever, and she would always make grits, and I hated the grits. I feel like they were too like gritty but kind of smooth to me. Like the texture's weird, and I love the texture of oatmeal. I just feel like it's more smooth. I think the oats, because they're bigger, they just kind of really situate on my tongue well. Like they just make me feel good. I just feel like all warm and fuzzy. And then when I really wanted to like increase my protein, I was like, well, I'm just going to eat it with eggs. And I had been doing that when I was younger too, but not as much. And it's really good.
Wait,
but
you don't make your oatmeal
I will
sweet?
say it only tastes good like that with oatmeal, like plain oatmeal with brown sugar and honey. If I had like the apples and cinnamon or any of the other ones, I would not put eggs in it because of the texture. Like the eggs are more of a savory and the oatmeal is more of a sweet, like subtle sweet. So they work together. But if it's any other flavor oatmeal, I don't do it.
Listen, for the record, I do have a couple of items I'd like us I'd like to bring up, even for a little bit of fun.
You can do one right now, and then we'll hold one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Live from Indy, taking shots.
No, I love it. Thank you, Amber. By the way, speaking of Indy, come back everybody at 6 p.m. Eastern time for the live stream of the opening plenary at the conference. If you are not able to be there in person, you can join. I know I'll be in the chat and others, and as we watch the live stream.
I'll be there in person. I'm here now.
I know you there now. But so listen, so one of the rabbit holes that I've been dragged into lately, I think I've mentioned before, has been this special forces YouTube community. for me, it has become a nice break because per the Vernon philosophy, there is almost never any involvement or discussion of Black people or race. They suppress their, for the parts I watched, they suppress their right-wing Trumpian politics as much as possible. And then, but they also expose a lot of the lies in terms of the films we see about special forces and these histories, and then they have these beefs between the Delta forces and the Navy SEALs, which is funny to watch. Like people mad at the SEALs getting all the attention, and it's really these other, so it's so. But I admit this was a little bit of a gem. I do not mean to claim any of what is being said here. I just find it fascinating that this is an argument that some in the special forces community are making, and in doing it in right-wing conservative circles. So I want to pull up this video. This is
already had the video pulled up.
It's already set. I just was setting it up before I brought it on screen. As you see here, this is Megyn Kelly's podcast, and the person down here is the YouTube channel Valhalla. He's a Delta Forces guy, and he is playing this clip of I think this also was this John Shrek McPhee.
Add that context too.
Megyn Kelly is a former Fox News right-wing conservative news host who sort of infamously had her I believe abuse scandal with Roger Ailes, who was running, and they made that film that features some some of the more famous white women actresses performing. Anyway, but that's who she is. And now this is, I think, her own podcast, which is now that she's broken from Fox News and is hosting this conversation. It's interesting what the special forces does with the politics, because he wants to make this an anti-Obama critique, but they have to, so he has to ignore the fact that everything that is being discussed here started in 2001, after 9/11, after the claim that bin Laden was involved, and after they sent folks, special forces out into the Afghanistan, Pakistan region to go find him early on in 2001. This is what McPhee here is talking about, and that I think is a fascinating, relatively fascinating admission for these outlets. So I just want to play a little bit of this here.
Because you didn't find bin Laden there, but you found all of his henchmen.
Yeah.
You killed him.
Yeah.
And then are you done? Because bin Laden's still out there.
A fucking ceasefire. And someone called a ceasefire. And I would also say there's a couple helicopters flew over the battlefield, which I still to this day don't know who they were.
Oh, you think?
Okay, for reference, what he's talking about is Tora Bora, where we went in and we actually did capture or smoke a bunch of OBL's commanders, and he wasn't there.
OBL is Osama bin Laden.
This is what John's explaining.
He was escaping?
I look at it this way. If the first 10 days of the war, 10 guys kill bin Laden, where's the war on terror at?
Oh, this is interesting.
The checkbook would have never got opened.
He ate with that.
So that's really that was the bulk of really all I really wanted to show, because the host of that particular YouTube channel, he wants to turn this, he does something fascinating, just quickly. He wants to make it again about Obama. So even though they're obviously talking about the early 2001 stages of post 9/11, where the Bush administration was in charge for the next 7 years, but they fast forward to 10 years later, when in August of 2011, under Obama's leadership, they send the SEAL teams in and they allegedly kill bin Laden. And the argument here was that bin Laden was basically kept alive all those years to perform the war, to allow the war on terror to take off. And then when the PR need for Obama became clear, they went ahead and got rid of it. And the one thing that I thought was interesting that I would like to follow up more on that he claims is that it's a former Obama administration official who leads the 7-letter public relations firm that now works for the SEALs. So his argument is
they
that
have a separate public relations firm completely. Usually,
allegedly, again, I'm not I don't pretend to know. What I'm catching up to is that a lot of what is being claimed is that, yes, the SEAL teams are used and have relationships with public relations firms because the military and wants to promote the SEALs as this super powerful outfit that does all these things and allows American military propaganda to be carried off. But then there's this, but among other elements of the special forces community, they actually think the SEALs are the lowest. So they always assess the Delta forces above the SEALs, and then even some of the CIA operations groups above SEALs as well. And they beef.
The SEALs being the bottom of the barrel.
That's what I think is funny. And so so the guy who was hosting that video wants to say this is Obama's PR team working with the SEALs to promote this story about capturing and killing bin Laden. They've already exposed a lot of the claims. And then, by the way, he also goes on to say that later, it's not August of 2011 where they captured him. It's earlier that year, because in August of 2011, 15 of the 17 SEALs who were allegedly involved in capturing and killing bin Laden earlier were themselves killed in a very suspicious attack on a helicopter that killed a bunch of special forces groups. And then there's all this speculation as to how did these Afghan soldiers with very low technology and weaponry know where exactly to be to catch this helicopter and kill all of these special forces folks. And then this guy is alleging that part of it is he wants to part of it is to cover up, among other things, what really happened with bin Laden. Going back to the previous point, which I do find very compelling, that if 10 soldiers capture and kill bin Laden within a week or so after 9/11, then there is no, what was it, $300 million a day for 20 years in Afghanistan, something crazy like that. So,
well, it was a mass destruction.
So Megan the militarist, her guest seemed like he had a lot of coke in his system. But
he did look, he looked.
But he's no Smedley Butler at all. But do you think?
How do you know somebody looks coked out?
I mean, Amber, I'm 41.
Well, Amber,
I live in different spaces sometimes.
And haven't spent many years.
41, and I've been in a few spaces.
But that's why you did play sports, and y'all be doing drugs.
I didn't play sports. I just did the drugs.
No, I played sports, and if I'm honest, my center and fullback, they did the drugs. All of them. But anyway, so do you think that this, I don't think so, but this little exposing of military bullshit or whatever, like, that's not going to do anything. That's not going to like change the perception of U.S. Militaristic pursuits, right? Like,
no, I don't think so. In fact, part of what these podcasts all complain about, and I think you froze up, Geechee, and your mic might not be plugged in, but can you
hear me?
I mean, I hear you. It just doesn't sound like it's great. But their argument is kind of like, where I do feel, I guess, some kind of empathy is that their argument is we're trying to expose these mythologies and we can't keep up with the PR machine of the military. Then they start to like to throw in all the stuff about the military's being too woke now and they're changing standards for women and all these other kinds of things. And they get into some of that stuff. And that's usually where I, fade out and tune it out. But that's part of their argument, that it's not going to change the image of the U.S. military. And they feel bad about that. They want it to be changed because in part, and a lot of them, and I mean, I get the logic. They're saying I actually went out there and did these things, and people are taking false credit for them. They're lying on what we did. They're covering up when our leadership kills us. And
we need y'all to know we out here killing. We some real killers.
And then that's the other thing. And I was talking to a buddy of mine who does counseling psychology involved in specifically in a lot of the communities that you were talking about there, Geechee, like a lot of Black communities and with shooters in those communities and stuff like that. And one of the points we ended up talking about is how in these special forces videos, they often talk about and acknowledge their own relative psychopathy. They admit, I'm a mess. I wanted to join so I could go kill people. I'm traumatized by having gone and killed people. And I come back here and I'm barely functional. Like I'm there's a thin line that separates me from some lunatic killer out here in the streets, and so
Now they could be serial killers.
they call them
Is it?
serial killers. They acknowledge that they have the same mentality of serial killers. They talk about in great detail, and some I'm sure I don't know if they're all being truthful, but they talk in great detail about what they do out there and how they act and how they're
Can they on
encouraged
some
to act.
Dahmer level, like psychologically type shit, or no?
It's hard for me to assess, but it sounds like there's certainly a continuum. I mean, because they talk about, like I do, one of the stories that I remember from my own, when I had to, be housed with at least SEALs on our ship and in the ship's armory. I remember, one night in particular, we don't always know. We never knew anything that they did. They just come get weapons and then leave. And then they come back and put the weapons back. And then one night they came back from whatever they were doing and they were furious. And this dude came in and was kicking stuff and he was like in a rage. And
did he tell y'all what happened?
All I said was, because I was kind of trapped in this small armory with him. So I'm like, what's going on? And he was like, he looked at me with this, it's kind of this weird look. He was like, we didn't get to kill anybody tonight. That's all he told me.
Weird,
and he was, so who knows what kind of, but as they say, they have to be ramped up to this sort of level to go do what they do. And then they have to be,
This really sounds like the Scorpion unit and these other special units. That's how they would be acting. Like when we were seeing the body cam footage of them and like the way they were acting, it was like they were like amped up. Like you would think they was on coke. The way they was acting in the videos after they killed.
And they do take stuff like that.
I fully believe
they do
it.
get on.
I think I mentioned this when I got arrested, that they were like hyped up on energy drinks. Like there was an energy drink on the car. There was an energy drink inside the car. Every car, there was 6 cars. They all had energy drinks inside. They were all drinking them. I said, energy drinks makes your heart beat 100 times faster. Like energy drinks literally hype you up. There's no way you're a police
They're
officer
also on performance enhancing drugs, steroids. They're on all kinds of stuff, man. And so I but I just thought that was fascinating that someone from that community would be talking like that.
Was kept alive longer. Somebody in the chat said that people were saying that he was already dead and they just kind of like made a spectacle. I honestly think that's what happened. I really think that they had been dead for a minute and then they just was holding on to a body and then they was like, oh, we killed him.
Oh, you talking about Bin Laden?
Yeah, somebody in the chat called Obama, and I'm never forgetting that. That was funny.
Oh, Obama was serious. He had his Terror Tuesdays where they would literally gather on Tuesday, order pizza, and talk about who's getting the next drone.
I don't know any of that stuff. I do want to look at that. I was maybe 14, 15 when Obama was elected the first time. So I don't know. I didn't even pay attention to that shit. I didn't even know Jeffrey Dahmer was so fucking diabolical because I don't pay attention to white people. So I didn't know this motherfucker was killing like that. But not only was he killing, that man was dating people. That guy who was deaf that he dated, even though he lied and said he did, but everybody else was like, no, you was dating a nigga. He was dating him for months and then murdered him. I say, that's some really sick psychological shit. Like you let this man come over multiple times and then just kind of waited out to when you was gonna kill him. That's why. And you the only one that know you finna do that. He don't know. He never know when he come over, it's gonna be the last time. I couldn't stand that shit. And I hate the way they romanticize him.
So Jared, I was reading something. I posted about like the DARE program, how it cleaned up the image for police. Would you say JROTC is that for the military, or they're like stronger efforts? I mean, obviously movies are one, but would you say that's what that is? The stronger efforts to kind of make military logical, palatable, or even romanticized?
Do I think that's why these podcasts exist?
No, I'm saying the JRTC, like, so the DARE, is the JRTC.
Oh, absolutely.
The DARE program for the military.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I see what you're saying. Absolutely. Again, you capture folks at a certain age and with a certain worldview and consciousness and socioeconomic condition. Put the and I remember elements of boot camp. I mean, I get how this psychology works. You put somebody in a uniform, you get, you talk them up, you have them march in order together, you have them do, you have them sort of suffer together in a group way, kind of like going through, whether it's pledging or boot camp or training camp or something. Like a lot of these things, they all have a similar. And then you convince them, things about, all the things that they'll get to do and the money that they'll make and the travel and, what's good for their country and good for their family.
And poor Black kids want to travel. They ain't been no fucking where. So,
and even these videos, they talk about how a lot of them, they said, some of the older soldiers are talking to the younger ones, and the younger ones are saying, I joined because I saw a movie about what you did. Or I joined because I heard about what you all were doing and I wanted to do that. And then they end up out there and it's I don't know. Is that your mic, Amber? I don't know what's going on. Whose mic is that? Scraping and whatever. Anyway, but then they end up in the field and it's something very different. And then there's all these incidents that most of us who don't pay attention to either military news or whatever don't ever hear about that these podcasts are uncovering. There's this SEAL commander who his brother is convinced was killed by his own troops, and he's in his own investigation to try to unearth why his brother was killed, allegedly by his own team. And there's all kinds of stuff like that these, and I think they're fascinating. I admit some of these podcasts are fascinating, and for me it is a nice break because it's kind of almost entertainment.
Can I talk about some messy shit?
Sure.
Because it's really upsetting me and my homegirls that Papoose and Remy Ma done broke up, and this dumb nigga dating Clarissa Shields, he's still a broke bitch, but literally would not remove his stuff.
Wait. Why back to this now? Slow down.
Okay, let's back up.
Do people even? I'm even surprised you would know who Papoose and Remy Ma are. And for some of us, and I'm sure you don't remember when Papoose was being brought up by the late great DJ K Slay as the next up and coming mixtape heroic New York rapper.
I don't. Tried to hold somebody down from jail.
Well, then there you go.
The wait. What? Slow down, Pap. Like what now? Like you Pap is a broke nigga now? Like what? What the fuck what's going on? and what's your fascination with broke niggas these days? I mean, what's going on? I don't have a
fascination with them. What bothers me is that I don't know. I feel like they had a good normal thing going, and Remy Ma and Papoose.
No, they didn't.
And
have
then
a good
I found out they had a whole toxic relationship. Cool, but I just think it's weird that they break up or whatever, and he's dating Clarissa Shields. But at first they was hiding it because he's still married.
Wait, slow down. But slow down. Ain't she still dating the Easy the rapper, Block Captain, or whatever his name is?
It ain't been cleared.
Can somebody just tell me who she is? I don't even know who
Remy
is
Ma
this person.
Is a rapper.
No, I know who Remy Ma is. Don't get it twisted.
Clarissa
Let's not do too much here. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
To win an Olympic medal gold in boxing.
Oh,
the greatest woman on earth. Come on now.
The greatest woman on earth. Damn, sorry, I didn't know that. Okay.
Clarissa Shields is from Flint, Michigan. She's the first person to win a gold medal in boxing. And she's one of the reasons why boxers get pay equity, because she fought for pay equity in the field because they weren't paying her equitably after she won her first gold medal at 17.
Hey, that's remarkable. Congratulations.
Now them edges was a little fucked up, but she should have got that.
Now here we go with that.
But
now you're saying she's ruined herself with Papoose? Is that what you're saying?
She's ruined herself. I just think morally it don't look cute. Like, nigga, if you want to leave your wife and get divorced. He won't sign.
Wait. Slow down.
I'm not talking fast. If you say I'm gonna climb through the screen and choke you.
Well, good. That means you will come back from Indiana. But slow down. So, how did this start? Is it not like Easy to Block Captain and old girl having? So what are you talking about?
The issue is that
How you gonna skip over that and go straight to the bad
because
boy?
Remy Ma said she wants to get divorced. The man won't sign the divorce papers. I think it's ghetto to break up with somebody and then go date someone else publicly because she wasn't doing that. That's what Papoose was doing.
What?
Papoose was out there in the public.
He was dating the dude publicly. What are you talking about?
No, that's not what the streets
They
saying.
was literally at rap battles together, and like she flying him around. What is she?
But she
talking
wants
about?
to be divorced. That's what I'm saying. My
That's
issue is he
fine.
just won't divorce her. Just divorce her.
Listen,
Like,
Cleo-
I honestly, I don't
Cleo
like it for Clarissa because Clarissa's an actual role model. Really, mind nobody fucking role model. Clarissa Shields is well known. She winning. She ain't never lost. She literally beating the shit out of bitches consistently. Like she on her game. She doing her big one. And I don't want her to let this dumb nigga come in and mess it up for her.
Slow down. Stop. Slow.
I'm not
down.
talking that fast. But the point that I'm making is it's not about who cheated first. It's about who wants the divorce. And Remy Ma wants the divorce. When she showed that video of her packing up all his stuff, she got all his stuff packed up in like Amazon storage cubes, and he won't come pick it up. I just think that's petty and dumb. Like, I was like, y'all too fucking old. Y'all like almost damn near 50, both of y'all. Just get divorced. And this is why I don't like celebrity drama, because they be doing dumb shit.
Well, you gotta give us some data because somebody said Pat filed for divorce, not Remy Ma.
That's not what. That's not what. Well, first of all, Lions Time, baby, having that name is interesting. But I mean, I don't know. All I'm saying is, she said she filed and he ain't signed it. He said that he ain't gonna sign it.
That's why I keep telling her to slow down because I don't know where the hell any of this coming from. She just like started the end of the story.
I just feel like Clarissa Shields is not making a good decision by dating him publicly when he just won't get divorced.
What?
So I saw somebody comment that says Papoose filed first after this whole Instagram debacle, but she's saying she filed before that. So which one is it? Is it Uchiwale and one mic? Either way, somebody needs to sign some papers.
So she filed from jail, is what you're saying?
No, the whole Instagram debacle just happened last week. Gitchy. I know you're not up on everything because you don't pay attention, but this just happened last week.
I thought you were talking about the Instagram debacle with Easy to Block That. That's what I thought you were talking about.
No, I just think that it's dumb. Like I think that if y'all not gonna be together, just break up. Just break up and be done and get divorced. Like, what's the need to like drag everything out? I guess that's my only thing is that I don't understand why people just hold stuff out. If y'all don't want to be together, just get divorced. It's dumb. Because you know your life is public, so we're gonna see all of this. It's just stupid to me. That was my whole point. My whole point is that I think it's dumb, and I think they should go ahead and get divorced. Why are you thankful for weed? This is so random.
No, that sometimes you need weed for these moments, right?
It's not random. It's always on point. That is an always on point.
We know.
Isn't that what's the what's the other sister name? The light skinned sister who's a boxer too. I feel like she wanted to fight Clarissa and she don't want to fight. She got like I don't know. I gotta find her. But she looked like she got hands like she could beat Clarissa.
So the better one was that story about the MAGA dude that called people out saying liberal influencers don't want to fight, and he got called out by like 50 people, and then started changing his tune, talking about they're out by weight class and they're this and they're that, and it was a whole rack of people that were like, I will show up and whoop your ass. And I was like, this is great. So far, apparently, I don't really follow it. I just saw the one video about it. Thought it was funny.
And Papoose drama?
But I think just quickly, it's important that we shout out Trump for freeing our political prisoners, though.
Oh, stop! No.
And this is what my knowledge about people ends, because I didn't know that much shit about Larry Hoover.
I thought Kanye and them wanted him out.
And shit.
Kanye, NBA YoungBoy, and
no, I did know he was the co-founder of GD, but I did not know the murder stuff. I was seeing a whole bunch of different things, especially on Facebook, about people talking about how he was set up and he shouldn't have 200 years.
And he's no longer affiliated.
Yeah, and then I saw people talking about how like he was a danger to society and other stuff, and like how he like terrorized them, and like he needs to stay in there. And I was just like, I mean, I'm not from Chicago, so I don't know the details of like what actually happened. The only thing I know about Larry Hoover is that song when Rick Ross is like, I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, whipping works, hallelujah. That's all I know.
Well, I think this is a sign that Mumia and Jamil Alameen, Veronza Bowers, and others are next.
I don't think so because Mumia has state
no,
charges, right? Not federal charges.
That's not how it works.
That's a small technicality when you're talking about President Trump. Trump can do all things. He could do anything.
Well,
and he could certainly.
Mumia once said that the state would rather give him an Uzi than a mic, and they
would rather give him a
that was a bar, an Uzi. They'd rather give him an Uzi, a gun, the Uzi. You don't know your guns.
I know what Uzi means. I just couldn't hear what you said. I know what Uzi means.
Little Uzi Vert,
because
my Uzi weighs a ton.
Geechee over there with his volume on low, mumbling and shit, telling me to slow down. You need to speak up.
My volume on low?
Yeah, we can't hear your ass.
Well, why
and you keep backing away.
I told you.
How about
I rest my case. Trump let
Veronza Bowers have state charges.
Trump let. See, I told you. I stand correct yet again.
My volume still low.
Veronza Bowers has state charges.
I honestly don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
Although presidents can't pardon them, I do think that they can lobby governors to when they want to.
See, I told you. Been out.
And I just said
Trump can do all things. Where's my MAGA hat?
You so dumb.
Is my volume still low or no?
It sounds exactly the same, Geechee.
It sounds the same. I just don't think something tells me that mic is not plugged in. I think that's a prop. Probably. I think that's a stage prop.
I feel like it's plugged in.
Stage prop is crazy.
Yeah. I think it's funny. It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate that it is unfortunate sometimes when I peek in the chat and see people who would rather hate me than enjoy the comedy. That's unfortunate. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself.
Elon said Trump didn't release Veronza Bowers. So
I rest my case.
I have a question. Can you pull up something about Veronza Bowers?
In theory, yeah, sure.
You're so funny. Why you do that? Maybe I'll give it up to you.
Is that better now?
Much better. I told you that mic wasn't plugged in.
No, it was plugged in, but for some reason it was on the computer mic. Somebody said it and it was right. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
So a quick step over to the Jericho Movement website, and Veronza Bowers was released May 7th of 2024. Okay. So it's been well over a year apparently. But good. So born in 1946. So what? I'm not sure.
I do know people using terms like a model prisoner. How can you be a model prisoner? No, go back. We was reading.
My bad. You just let me know.
I always talking about you want to talk about news. The moment I try to talk about some news, Jerry said, back to the mess.
Well, I took it off the screen, so I thought you were going to talk. I didn't know you were going to continue on reading. I thought you were going to bring up some. Go ahead.
Because I'm interested in the word model prisoner, but also he's a student of Asian healing arts and has a strong interest in Buddhist meditation. Interest in Buddhist meditation, or is actually a Buddhist? That's my other questions. How old was he now that he's released?
I don't know. So 2024 minus 1946, right? Is that the math you would have to do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was captured in 1973, but when did they say he did the thing? Oh, in 1973. Never mind. They caught him quick. Okay. 2 government informers, both of whom received reduced sentences for other crimes by the federal prosecutor's office. There's no eyewitnesses, no evidence, independent. Damn. You know, I feel like we talk about these kind of cases all the time, like in general, but until you like be reading it and realize how much people get like convicted of shit and like there was literally no evidence, no witnesses, it's just crazy. Because I'd be like, they could do that shit to anybody at any time.
Oh, the few times I've ever read any details about any of these cases, they're usually filled with ridiculous and absurd claims that can, to your point, be terrifying. People. I remember famously, obviously Asada was alleged to have robbed a store that didn't exist. Geronimo Pratt couldn't have been at that tennis court when things were alleged there. I mean, all kinds of, and worse. Like my memory's terrible, but it's just these cases are just, it is terrifying. And I remember my wife used to describe it as the courtroom. Again, she would describe it as a dance where most people,
a lawyer, right?
Mm-hmm. Most people think that they know the steps to the dance, and then they go to the dance and don't realize they don't. And the courtroom is a very, it can be a very dangerous place. I
love that people are traveling to the conference but also listening in. Elon said he on a layover and he just listening in. I know that's right.
Oh, A-Rob, you gotta. I can't
pull that comment up.
I can't recommend anything in Baltimore proper. I don't know Baltimore.
Elon is not a he. Also,
my bad. She.
Oh, whoops! I missed that one.
I mean, we've never talked about it, so how would I know?
But if you make it out here to Howard County, Remedy is the one for me. And I hope you, in between all those interruptions, got the advice I gave to Aaron. I hope you could hear through all the audio raindrops.
Because it was definitely Geechee's fault. He always talking shit. My bad though, Elon. I didn't know.
But honestly, I also agree. I'm very conflicted about the whole dispensary thing, and I am concerned about the class issues, the often repeating theme of rich whites monopolizing the industry. Mm-hmm. I like what I see happening in Maryland with efforts to have that revenue turn into some form of reparative justice for African people. But yeah, so in Baltimore, I would only be able to recommend certain streets that I used to frequent. So I don't even know if they're still bumping like that. So I don't,
Oh, you was doing drugs. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I had a moment.
You said I got to see through, my boy.
I had a moment, and
Can you pull up John's comment?
Which one? John Kemper?
Mm-hmm.
This one?
Yeah. You know what I have ever noticed that I'm only paying attention to myself most times.
Who's flirting? No, I was not a kingpin. See, again, I'm not like these rappers out here. Only rappers were the kingpins. I was the customer. I don't have any false pretense. Like, not everybody out here is a kingpin. They needed people like me. They needed people like me to show up. Everybody wants to be a boss. I'm a worker and a customer.
Somebody got to be the customer.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and the few times I tried, I was terrible at it. I was not built for that. So you gotta, I had Rayful shook. That's funny. No, I'm the reason Rayful Edmonds was rich.
Somebody
Rayful
said
was getting Jared's little pizza delivery checks.
You did pizza delivery?
Man, I did pizza delivery, bartending,
I did pizza delivery for
dishwasher. Man, I'm a worker. I told you I went and got a PhD because I saw the hustle. I saw the summers off and the flexible schedules. Look, that's why, I struggle to this day. I am not, I've never been the quintessential scholar.
Mm-hmm.
I straight up, I saw a hustle. Dr. Burroughs got me into the PhD program at Maryland.
They say I'm a worker. Bitch. I make money moves.
Hey, so like Mr. Porter says, I'm never mad when I'm asked to leave. I'm only surprised how long I'm invited to stay.
as you were saying that, Jared, somebody was walking down the street smoking a big blunt, and I said, "Whoa, you spoke it up."
No, I don't do blunts. I've never liked blunts, really. I don't like all that nicotine and.
I'm allergic, so I can't be even doing that stuff in general. But yeah,
exactly, Poncho. PhD is the best way to avoid working with your hands. Absolutely, and that's why they used to. One of the reasons I used to be called Butter in college. Butter soft hands.
Not you was putting your hands on people.
Never. That's the point. They just butter soft and this beautiful.
No, I didn't mean
butter
I didn't
complexion.
Mean fighting. I didn't mean fighting.
Nah, I wouldn't love her either.
Oh, that's right. Because you latched on to the first person that said that you was cute.
I did. I latched on to the first one that said I was cute and have been holding on tight ever since. And because I was the quintessential overcompensating mixed light skin in college. So I was like, I'm here for revolution. I don't have time for the parties and the women.
Because the mixed light skin niggas gonna be the hardest ones.
That's right. I'm here for the revolution and the funk. Mama's biscuits.
Period. Can you take the article down now?
Oh, I just checking, making sure you was finished. I was just making sure
I appreciate it. I love men who follow instructions. Speaking of instructions, so that was too good. Speaking of instructions, so this is what happened when a nigga asked me to be his girlfriend. So last week we were talking about how the poly nigga asked me to be his girlfriend and a cute little card. And I said no. And I think that was the right decision to make. Because as we talked about before, I am not poly. So why would I be agreed to be his girlfriend? That makes no sense. And I don't want to drop my other options. And one thing about me, I got morals and I'm ethical. So I'm not going to be a cheater. So I was like, no. But we're still cool. We still talk.
What? So why don't you just be in an what'd you call it? Ethical monogamous relationship.
Ethically non-monogamous?
Well, I thought they said ethical, whatever it is. Why don't you be in that where you just talk to your partner that you date everybody?
Because when the person who asked me to be his girlfriend, that I want to be his girlfriend, then I'm gonna stop talking to the poly nigga.
Mm-hmm.
So if this other person on my roster asks me, I would say yes. So I'm not gonna commit to the other person because I don't want to say yes to them. I want to say yes to the other person.
And then you're gonna break up with everybody else. Break off your dating shenanigans.
Because I'm not in a relationship with them. I'm just
break off your dating plans.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Do we have oh man, how do I?
No, Keontae, ethical non-monogamy. Geechee just can't say the word.
I thought it was ethical monogamy. I don't know.
Yeah, he was really struggling, Ricky. We gotta have to. Yeah, we gotta work on that. He was struggling for real. I just think that people, when you're dating, you should just be dating. But if you're gonna commit to someone, you commit to that person. But in the meantime, it's a hot girl summer. So hopefully he know not to ask me no shit this summer. Because you know what's going on. I'm in the streets. So don't ask me no stupid shit. Like, will you be my girlfriend? Why would you do that? Why would you do that to me?
Do that to why is that doing?
I would feel personally victimized.
Oh, damn.
Somebody said this is like Amber talking to her messy uncles. And I see it. I see the vision.
Why do I have to be a messy uncle though? How are we messy? Why are we messy, Geechee?
I don't know.
Geechee quietly messy. That's the worst part.
What the?
Geechee definitely be messy, but you have to ask him. Y'all have to ask him about the right topic. So Geechee be messy, but he'll keep it to himself. Unless you ask him, then all of a sudden, Remy Ma's cheating foul first. Now all of a sudden, all this tea spilling out.
No, I just didn't. I didn't understand how you just jumped past the start of the story straight to the end. I'm like, I didn't know what the hell's going on.
Because the most important thing to me is that Clarissa Shields dating this nigga, and who I feel like, I will also say, I don't like when relationships are not equal. And I know a lot of them are not. Like, a lot of them are like a rich man and a woman who's like, using him, or a really well-off woman and a guy's using them. Like I know that's a lot of relationships, but I don't like that. And what I feel like is he's getting clout off of dating Clarissa, and I don't like that. I feel like the relationship should be more equal, and it just doesn't feel more equal to me. It feels like I ain't seen Papoose.
You don't even know Pat. What you mean? He been in the public like the whole time.
What matters here?
Yes, it does.
What matters is that,
in fact, more people know Pat probably than they know Clarissa Shields at this point.
More people in New York.
Jared is the barometer.
Oh no.
I mean, Jared didn't know who Clarissa Shields was, but he know who Pap is.
That's sad.
But that's generational and hip hop based.
That's what I'm saying.
First of all, I don't watch
more.
boxing. I don't watch. This is not even a gender thing. I don't watch men fighting either. I don't.
You don't
I
watch
was
sports
raised
in general. He's not a good person.
Not anymore. But I was raised particularly to be anti-boxing. So and golf, boxing and golf were just taboo in the house. They were. I've just never been. So I don't. That would be why. But I once was, endeavoring to be a hip hop head, so I know who Papoose is.
Exactly.
But does he still make music? By the way, I don't know if he still makes music.
He just be freestyling and shit, man.
Yeah, he should be doing random stuff. He ain't got no albums or mixtapes or nothing. I just want to say, someone in the chat.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Amber. Just real quick. Yeah, just quickly.
It
was very clear in our house. It was always black and brown people are paid to beat each other up for rich whites. That was how it was pitched to me ever since I was a kid, and it was just like there's no.
I could see it.
Why should you support that?
Because you know they was making slaves fight and shit too.
It might have been connected to something akin to that, but it was just but at the same. But at the same time,
slaves, Jared.
No.
Well, I mean, not you, but
that's only partially. Only partially. Yeah.
Just on your daddy's side.
Just on my daddy's side. Half a check, Jared. That's my nickname. Half a check, Jay.
Yeah, but that was my dating update, you guys. I'm still dating a nigga in Newark, and I still date the dude who live in Memphis. I'm still open to other options because it's the summer.
We love those updates and appreciate the updates.
I do want to say that someone in the chat said that I'm a dominatrix, and actually, in like 2018, 2019, I did delve into like the financial dominatrix world. It was very fun because white men really like being yelled at or ignored by black women. And so I had a little FedLife account. I wasn't talking to nobody. I was ignoring them and then just sending them my cash out. And boy, they used to load me up. Oh, it was
Aha.
Now it was coming out. Now I see why she said broke nigga so many times.
Whoa.
She was having a white boy's bankrolling. I already see now.
You know what? After I saw a news item a couple months ago about how Andrew Tate admitted on camera that part of his scheme was he and his brother would pretend to be women in some of these chat spaces, targeting men who were looking to pay for whatever. I'm very glad that an actual black woman got to reap the benefits of that activity, as opposed to white men pretending to be, in some cases, black women to trick, pun intended, their clientele.
It's a large market. White men love black female supremacy. That's their shit. They be eating it up. And somebody said we should do a whole episode on this. And I think we should do like an Amber's Approach episode, and I'll give you more details. Just know it was interesting. And the only reason why
I don't want to know.
Shut up, Geechee. They want to know. The people want to know. Give them what they want.
Listen, I don't think the people want to know.
Anyways, the only reason why I stopped doing it was because it does take a lot of energy. Like, remembering that you're ignoring somebody takes so much. I be like trying to remember how long I've been ignoring them. Has it been like 4 hours yet? Because around that mark, they started sending back. It was great.
4 hours of someone ignoring them?
I was ignoring them for like 10, 12 hours. I was ignoring people for a long time. And I would just pop in and be like, you ain't shit. And just like degrade them. It was great. But I also don't like white people. So that's also a problem, is that I didn't like talking to them. So it didn't last that long, but it was fun. I was fresh out of college. I had nothing to do but, bullshit and party and bullshit and party.
What you know about that?
I have a great musical taste.
She heard a sample of that. She don't
No,
know
I didn't.
where
I
that
heard
comes
the
from.
whole song.
Speaking of Biggie, are any of you paying any attention to the Diddy trial at all? I watched one summary video yesterday because I haven't been paying any attention.
Nah.
And I admit I'm confused by what the state's case is.
I think they're now they're up to about 20 witnesses. I have been reading a few of the like summary things, but I haven't watched the actual trial or anything. And they've switched over to like other witnesses now that I feel like are building the case a little more. I think they're really trying to use Cassie's testimony to set the ground for like what was happening and show like the abuse, and then using subsequent witnesses from that to corroborate what Cassie was saying. And now they've moved on to like more details about stuff. But I do wonder how they're gonna like land it.
Again, I only watched this one video that's supposed to have summarized up to date what the case has been, and so this is my point. I actually don't see these claims being supported properly. That's the thing that I'm confused by. I know they're trying to create,
because he bought prostitutes in a different state and then had them taken to somewhere else.
Again, but the ones that apparently have been testifying so far are not claiming that they were taken against their will. So if you're okay, then I must again, because the one I saw said the exact opposite. So that's why I'm confused. Again, I'm not really paying attention, so I admit to. But the video that I just watched, everybody in there was either saying we were willingly complicit in the purchase, and one guy was even saying, I'm not being trafficked. Like I'm a paid. So I just am confused where the RICO comes in. He's clearly a bad person. I just am confused as how they're claiming to make this case and turning it into something worthy of the charges that they're hitting him with. Because a lot of the stuff that is coming out in court are things that are, to the point you were making about these political prisoners, are state charges past their statute of limitations. So I'm just confused, but that's all. But I'm not really paying attention. So that's fine. That's fine.
Now, how you gonna answer if we've been paying attention and then say you're not gonna be paying attention?
Well, that's why he was asking.
I didn't say you weren't paying. I didn't accuse anyone of not paying attention. I just said I'm not paying attention. I was asking you if I don't know. It was just something that came up because I saw the reference to Biggie, but that's that.
Yeah, I don't. All I saw was responses of people online, and maybe saw a picture of the kids walking to a vehicle. But
because again, looking at just passingly some headlines and some social media, I feel like and then watching this one summary video. So I'm just, of what's supposed to be catching us up to date. It just seemed as though people are conflating Puffy being a bad person who's done a lot of horrible things with actual RICO charges. And
with crimes, and that's hard to prove sometimes. You can be a fucked up person, but that don't mean you did a crime.
That's the part I'm confused by.
Kamal Rashad says RICO because he used his employees to do his illegal activity.
Okay, then the video I saw just must have been, again, it must have been terrible because they didn't make that part clear enough. That he kidnapped employees. I didn't get that.
Not kidnap employees, but that he used employees
to kidnap people. I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. I don't look. I'm definitely not here to defend him. I'm not, and I don't want to. I'm just not clear. So that's fine. That's fine. I admit that's fine. We can move on. We don't even have to.
Meanwhile, you the one brought it up.
Well, I do. Well, again, I admit it. The allusion to Puffy, to Biggie made me think of it. You're right, but I what I am bothered by, I admit this part, is that of all the people who have been accused lately, this seems to be the headline centerpiece case. I admit to being a little bit bothered by that. And then that's one thing. I forgot what I was going to say something else, but I forgot, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, go ahead.
Are you? Well, it's part of your being bothered with the response that it garners for the larger political argument, like, oh, they're only doing this because the black man getting the money, and see, they're trying to take the black man down with the money and more.
No. Well, since I'm being told not to do that, I'm definitely now going to do that. So it's not that I don't think Puffy should be brought down. But I again, just assessing what I see as passing narratives in headlines.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be that Puffy now becomes the centerpiece for celebrity male violence and crime, and other folks don't seem to be getting these levels of focus and sustained trials and all these other kinds and discussion and all of that. So that was really it. And the other thing was that I did now I'm remembering was that I have been part of a small unheard group of people anonymously hating on Puffy for decades. So I'm in many ways happy to have him removed from any sort of positive or nominally positive influence in the public sphere. But that's it.
Interesting.
That's
My
it.
skin looks so great in the natural sunlight, by the way. Also, for everyone watching, I see the car because I'm going to pick up Ear Doctor from the airport. I'm such a good friend, even though he be on that bullshit sometimes. But
that is remarkable. Not only are you picking someone up from the airport, but you are yourself also attending a conference and co-hosting the greatest morning show in the history of media. That is, I mean, Amber, and as you said, looking good in the sun.
Yes, I'm saying. You see, Geechee, do you see how he did that? That's what you need to be on. Jerry be taking notes and applying them. You just be listening, and I don't like that.
Oh, but you do have a seatbelt on, though, right, Amber?
Don't
Good
look
question,
like it.
Van Dam. Oh, Amber, we need that safety, though. We need that safety.
My seatbelt is on. I just moved the thing from across my chest because my boobs are big and it hurts. The seatbelt is on the bottom part. Dad.
But how does that? But that I feel like that reduces safety.
It does.
It does.
I feel like it does. If you're
only
using
my business.
seatbelt,
how is that? My business.
Now you got an airplane seatbelt.
I do.
On my atheist debates channels, they will cut you off if they identify you as participating while driving. They literally cut you off. They're very strict about it.
That's crazy.
Hey, Erica said pick her up too. She there. Erica.
Okay, I got an SUV. I got y'all.
She'll be there in an hour, so y'all gotta wait.
Amber's on the way.
That's fine. I'm 20 minutes away, so we actually can't wait. I'm really,
They flying in Cincinnati?
What happened?
I say I'm really the person y'all think that Jared is.
What does that mean?
I don't know. That's why I'm waiting for the line.
Yeah, I was waiting for the explanation. What does that mean?
Oh, reliable, kind, dedicated.
Oh, who said that about Jared?
They don't. That's not my.
That man don't show up nowhere. What do you mean?
His family thinks that about him.
Oh, yeah.
That's his family. But you say they, like,
he literally did this for the conference for his kids. Such a reliable dad. You gotta love it.
That was, or Sami said that. I don't know if that was Jared that said that, but okay.
That's your wife's name?
No.
Orasami Burton, Dr. Orasami Burton was saying that he couldn't be at the conference because of some family. That is actually part of why I'm not able to be there. But
I was, Geechee, when people talk, I listen. Even though y'all say I talk over people, I actually listen to them. So I knew that was the reason why. And it sounded like you said Osami, Geechee, not Orasami. You really to enunciate.
Nah,
Did somebody really say I was defending Puffy?
probably in the chat.
Wow,
somewhere.
that's remarkable. That wasn't what I was saying.
You know, you
but
can't you
okay.
can't have nuanced conversations about stuff like this.
No,
Not gonna really work.
and
You either
I
got a
thought
hair on
yeah.
it.
Y'all be like, y'all want us to talk about stuff and talk about the news, and then when we do, you be saying we defending people. That's crazy.
You know, the one I did have, you know, one thought did occur to me as I watched that again one video, because I was thinking that in terms of the state crashing in on his house, and maybe the video that I saw is more pro Puffy than I would have thought, and framed it in a certain way to you know, to muddy up this question of Rico for me. But it did have me thinking for a moment, you know, because unlike really anyone else I can think of in the celebrity world, we saw that massive show of violence and force of the state raiding his house and all of that. And if the state can do that, using charges put together that I'm not clear from that one video, then that was, you know, a cause for concern. Like, it's just a reminder that the state has enormous power, and even when they're wrong,
it's fine to ask questions, like ask clarifying questions.
Yeah. And sorry, Amber, I think. Yeah. Oh, that connection, that traveling connection. Yeah, it just got muddied there for a second. But again, I just want to stress again, I am not defending him. I had I just was confused about what I saw in the video. I've not been paying attention, and have been wishing he would be out of the public eye for a long time. So he blew up a man's car. So again, now I saw the claim, but So I saw the claim, but again, in this one video that went through all of the claims, I didn't see the clear evidence that he did it. That was my only point. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying I don't believe he did it. I'm saying I didn't see where they had evidence that he did it. That was actually a good example of what I'm talking about. They're like, someone said something, Cuddy or somebody said, I think he wanted to, he was mad at me, then my car blew up. But I didn't see that they had evidence that he did it or even told someone to do it. Now, again, this is not me defending him. I was just looking at what was shown to me in this one video and was like, wow, then they must have, He apologized for it. Okay, so I missed it. So again, look, I step back. I don't have
And didn't Cassie said something like he said it that he was going to do it to blow up the car or something like that?
But again, that wouldn't be evidence. If you go into court and say Jared said he was going to do it and then it happened, that isn't in and of itself evidence that's all I'm saying. That's just someone said he was going to do it. That's not evidence. But again, I'm not paying attention, so I don't want to, you know, yeah. And that's the thing, like, people are saying he threatened them, but I'm like, they're saying he threatened me, or you know, and I've been like I've even within the last few years been in a situation where I was on a video call with 4 people, where one of the 4 people threatened me, and in front of 3 other people or 2 other people and myself on a call, and was still able to concoct the narrative that didn't happen. So that's all I'm saying. So like, even when there's witnesses and it happens live, people can still go out and concoct the narrative that it didn't happen. So the opposite, I think, is more or less easily done too. So that's all I'm saying. It's just not evidence. And if that was all I meant by that. But you know, I look, again, I'm sure dude is a horrible person and isn't deserving of our support. I'm just was saying I didn't see where the case was coming from.
But why do you be letting them bait you into these conversations like that?
Because I'm here for the chat.
Yeah, so when you said don't do it, he gonna do it.
And they said don't do it.
That's a trick.
That's standard for Jared from day one. Jared's not gonna go over there and do that.
I bet
Jared's
you,
not gonna tell him that.
I bet you won't cash at me $100. I bet you won't. This nigga won't do that. I bet you will. No, slow down, shorty. Let's get one first. Hype him up. Hype me up.
You know, we should make it 1,000 and split it.
Man, it's for real though. I had to be careful. I had to learn to be careful because I was, everybody remember, the Mikey likes the cereal commercial. That was, that was me. Jared will do it. Tell Jared, go get Jared. He'll do it.
That friend, he'll hype you up.
Yeah. And I was terrible for that.
Being a send-out is crazy.
It took me a while to catch up to it. I had to learn in a couple cases the hard way. Jared, come on, man. We're gonna go out there and and then you turn around and they take a couple steps back. It's like, all right, well, I'm stuck here now. So,
I had a couple of those friends.
Should I stop to get some food before I pick up your doctor?
Oh, wow. Is he waiting for you? Because you could get food after you pick him up.
Oh, I guess. Okay.
Wait, food for who? For him or you?
Definitely food for me. Definitely.
It would be kind of wild if he was waiting and you showed up with enough food for yourself only.
I could go to Burger King and get 2 croissant, which is for $4. There you go.
Or pick him up first and see if he doesn't buy you lunch.
Breakfast. But okay, good point.
Or breakfast.
Okay. I got you. I see what you did
Strategy.
there. Yeah. Me and Jared are here.
Yeah, I was the Mikey likes it. Give Jared get Jared. He'll go over there. He'll tell the bully. He'll tell the bully to kick rocks. He'll tell the teacher what we want him to do.
The pivotal point that got you to stop doing that shit.
Ooh, it probably wasn't just one. It was I know one moment was when I was handcuffed in to the desk in the Alexandria Police Department, in police station, and had a few minutes to think to myself, what the hell was how did I end up here? That was one of them. The other one was standing on the pier when they told us we're going to Desert Storm. And I was like, what the hell is happening? How did I end up here? Because I followed somebody else's advice.
What the hell on? What the hell y'all say?
It was one of those moments. I think about it all the time. I was like, I said to myself, Jared, you cannot be this unaware of your environment ever again. Like, you cannot be this unclear about what's happening to you ever again. Because I was like, what is going on? I don't know nothing about no Kuwait, no Iraq, Saddam who? Like, I was like, what is happening? And it's like they were like, you just gonna be over there for months. You're like, what? What is the Red Sea? What is the Mediterranean? I was like, what is all this? What are y'all talking about?
You didn't know what the Red Sea was?
I didn't know nothing. Maybe some vague reference to the Bible. I don't know. I watched, the Moses movie back in the day. I was like, that's where I'm going?
Hey, that was my shit, baby. When they was singing with them colors and run around the fire, I said, I know that's right. Them Disney, them what is it, DreamWorks movies, baby. That sounds.
No, you're young. I'm thinking of the Charlton Heston film. I'm thinking the original White Man Moses.
I thought you were to Egypt, child.
No. I'm talking about before that. I was already halfway to old by the time that came out.
When the lady put the baby down the river.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the real film with Charlton Heston before I knew he was an NRA, semi-Klansman, and I was like, look at him playing Moses. Part the Red Sea, let my people go.
That soundtrack still hit hard as fuck. I ain't gonna hold it. Still hit.
Yeah, that's funny. Who said she's 50 years old? Yeah, she only missed it by 50. A slight 50.
That's barely anything. That's a little short song.
Yep, my cold dead hands. You could when Charlton Heston said you could take my rifle, my gun from my cold dead hands. All right. I mean, you said it.
It's not stealing then.
I mean, I'm just here to oblige, you know, just follow instructions. I'm just a, you know, I'm just a grunt in the military. You know what I'm saying? I'm just an E3. Oh my goodness. Hey, do we have time to I got some bars to play.
Yeah.
Who bars? Who bars?
Some political bars
Oh,
that
yeah.
got sent that got sent me. Let's check this out here. Did you all see this one?
Reached out to me to collaborate on their so-called Justice Summit. And instead of accepting their invitation, I wanted to talk about how figures like Jay-Z, along with others in the capitalist class, often hide behind superficially righteous phrases like Black excellence while exploiting Black people. There are 3 quick key concepts I want you to take with you. 1 is class solidarity versus elite solidarity. 2 is co-optation. And 3 is representation versus liberation. So let's start with the first one. By elite solidarity, I mean when the powerful protect each other and when members outside of that class, namely the working class, protect them too, clinging to the myth that if they work hard enough, they might one day join the capitalist class. This system, however, isn't built to elevate most people. Only about 7.5% of kids born into poverty ever reach the top 20%, and for Black children, it's just 2.5%. Capitalism necessitates a working class to exploit, and it keeps people loyal with the illusion of upward mobility. Next is co-optation. What we're seeing through this Justice Summit is co-optation in real time, the absorption of radical language by someone whose wealth depends on maintaining inequality. Co-optation is dangerous because it can confuse people about who's actually fighting for liberation. It should anger us when people like Jay-Z co-opt the Black radical tradition while profiting from the very systems that tradition seeks to.
All right, we can stop it there. My bad.
What did the comment say, Jared?
That the video is like 40 minutes left, and it was a little bit long. It was longer than I thought.
It's very long. I saw it on Threads, and I said, "I know that's right, girl. Eating them up."
But but at least her 3 bullet points seemed right on point. And then she took a principled stance. Apparently, I don't know who she is or what her particular invited.
Nobody knows where she come from. Is she AI?
No,
wow.
She's popular on like TikTok and shit.
Oh, never heard of her.
You know, Rock Nation and them love inviting them, the people who's into Black liberation and look white. So you know, she look a little mixed, and they was like, "Oh yeah, she'd be a good look for us." That's really what they be doing.
Wow.
All the people they be inviting and shit got a certain image.
So she got invited to this place and then she declined, or she went in there to.
Yeah, she declined.
That's and then she sent them a reason why, and then she made this video stating her reason that she sent to them. But that Justice Summit thing that Rock Nation does, I think it's interesting how the like partnership between Ben Crump, Rock Nation, and all them other people where like they get those families who like sign on Ben Crump and then they lock them in with Rock Nation because they had gave Mama Rose, Tyree Nichols' mama, and them tickets to Made in America, and basically like be like, you know, you're a part of the Rock Nation family, They've been inviting them to events, so that's how they like stack it up. They be like, yeah, you know, you're with Ben Crump, which means you're also partnering with us, and you can come to these events when they just really using them, and I don't like that shit.
So, I was kind of curious about her invite, or what made them invite her, but I guess that answers that.
She's really popular on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, but I'm saying like she has to say something that make them think that, yeah, we can bring her.
She's talking about like, you know, politics and Black liberation shit, and they just think that they could, you know, corrupt her. I've been invited to stuff like that before. I just didn't go.
As Black as you are.
I know, it's a shocker, right?
I mean, you say broke niggas a couple times. I think they'd be like, yeah, she.
Because I haven't figured out the ambiguous game. I keep messing up my bag. Apparently, I should be getting invited way more places.
Yeah, the National Civil Rights Museum did this like whole series about like race, racism, policing, all that stuff, and they thought they was gonna invite me, and I wasn't gonna say nothing for real. I was lighting their asses up. And they ain't invited me to nothing else since.
All right.
So did you see that the food stamps joint? The SNAP, I'm sorry. The SNAP benefits Trump and them. I was looking at it because I was just trying to see what type of think tanks, but
man, I'm rich. I don't have to worry about that stuff. I don't be paying attention to that stuff. I'm rich.
Yeah, I want food stamps.
That's what your boy Carr said. Carr said that.
Carr said I'm rich. I'm out here chilling. I don't have to. I can't. My phone won't even let me read about poor stuff. It has a rich people. It has a rich people setting. It's like if the story talks about people making less than a certain amount of money, it just cuts it off. It's like a Netflix or a Hulu ban when you try to stream their stuff. You know,
well, just for the not rich people, SNAP being so. I more so was looking at like the think tanks that were behind it. Obviously, Heritage Foundation, and yeah, just curious. We talked about policy formation and then like Amos's ideas around think tanks, and I'm just curious how you feel about how people do they know the role of think tanks? Do they kind of think or understand how impactful these think tanks and these formations are as it relates to kind of like charting out policies and what's important and the agenda for presidents? Like,
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, my initial thought is that I think if anyone had a good understanding of think tanks, it would be because it would be in spite of what we're encouraged to know about anything. Mm-hmm. So I don't think many people are encouraged, at least, to follow up if they even hear a news report that says, according to this institute or that institute. You know, sometimes you might hear according to Brookings or this one or that one. But most people, I don't think, are encouraged to really think about what that means or what role these institutions play. I admittedly only started looking at that. I mean, it's almost 20 years ago now, but still relatively late in terms of when I started first hating on John McWhorter, and who was at the time working for the Manhattan Institute. And that's when I started to really learn more about how these think tanks really work and what their function is. And I've even seen some compelling arguments over the years for why Black radicals and others should have our own think tanks. That should be, and if I remember correctly, I want to say Glenn and Bruce at one point thought consciously of Black Agenda Report becoming that. But maybe my memory might not be trusted on that one. But yeah. So, but think tanks are really important. I mean, they provide analyses for those who are meant to carry out those policies. They help put the thoughts together for the people who have to carry those ideas to the public.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ishi, I have a question. Are you asking about this specifically because of the big beautiful bill and the stuff in there about EBT, well, SNAP and stuff?
I missed some of it, but
are you asking because of the bill of the SNAP and the EBT bill?
Yeah. No, I was like, sometimes I'm always, when I'm looking at these arguments, I kind of see who's the think tank that's kind of pushing it. And it's always like a think tank or few, right? The Republicans have one, obviously the Heritage Foundation. But yeah, I'm just always curious, like how people understand think tanks and how they like, not only, as Jared says, like shape analysis, but they're always considered like the expert on policies, and they're in charge of public engagement and how they study like people often to kind of see how people respond to things. And so yeah, I'm just more so curious about how people see think tanks' role in these conversations.
So not in relation to the bill. I got you. Can you read Sudeep's comment real quick, Jared, the one you put up?
Yeah, he said, Sudeep said, I've written for the Hampton Institute. Definitely, we don't have the same resources that the worser ones have. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember I wrote once or twice for what was supposed to be the Green Institute. I don't even know if they still have, if it ever went anywhere. Yeah, it's still there. I think so. But it was supposed to be sort of a Green Party version. I don't think this is the same thing, though. Maybe it is. It's been too long since I've looked at it. But yeah, but it's kind of the same thing that Sudeep was saying. It's not similarly resourced, and then it doesn't have a similar impact on the communities it's meant to speak for or reach.
Mhm.
The assumptions
will say-
Congress writes bills, the reality is largely think tanks bankrolled by corporations or large advocacy organizations. That's right. Yeah.
I will say I am very worried about some of the SNAP stuff in the bill. One of my one of these niggas I talked to, he is in like this parent training institute that like helps parents become like advocates and organizers, and they've been working on like storytelling about SNAP and other benefits because the way that they're trying to change is really going to impact people, and they're freaking out. Like they was like, I don't know, how do we stop something like this? Because he's never had to do this before. And so like I have been helping him talking through like, what that process looks like. But he freaking out. A lot of people in Memphis are freaking out for sure. A lot of people I know who are, poor on SNAP are freaking out. I don't be getting that shit. I wish I was getting it. So I understand.
So this story here, the Center on Budget Policy Priorities from 2 days ago, House Reconciliation Bill proposes deepest SNAP cut in history, would take food assistance away from millions of low-income families. More than 2 million children live in households that would lose at least some SNAP benefits. SNAP could end in some states entirely. The House passed a Republican reconciliation plan, would cut nearly $300 billion from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, through 2034, based on the Congressional Budget Office estimates. By far the largest cut to SNAP in history. As a result of these cuts and other policies in the legislation, which are being used to pay partly for trillions in tax cuts skewed to the wealthy, millions of people would lose some or all of the food assistance they need to afford groceries when many low-income households are struggling to afford the high cost of food and other basic needs. Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, that shit is scary. And I know people are depending more so on the Senate because usually the Senate will be the one that will like help push back against this kind of stuff. But I just think it's real dangerous. And they don't care about the real lives that it impacts. And also I was watching yesterday when they were talking about on Remix about the duopoly and all that stuff and how like realistically, even people who voted Green and black folks, Kamala still wouldn't have won. And I think that's what people are realizing, that like we still don't have that kind of power that we think we do to like stop stuff like this.
It's a good point. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I saw Ricky and Sadiq in the chat. I didn't know that Terrell was with Atlantic Council. Very interesting.
Who's Terrell? I don't
This
know.
Terrell Starr.
Yeah, who's Terrell?
I think I thought he was like a
senior reporter with the
independent.
Root.
Yeah, but he called it. I mean, I guess he's like an independent journalist, pretty known voice. I thought, but I didn't know. So I mean, I assume like even catching particular popular voices within certain think tanks, and I wonder if there's ever like a conversation because back to like this idea.
Wait. What is Sudeep is saying? He's a Ukraine advocate and he went to Ukraine. Was he wearing his Asada shirt then?
I don't know if he wearing a Asada shirt there.
In that picture you just pulled up, wasn't that Asada on his t-shirt?
Oh yeah, that is yeah. Darren, that's the one.
He went to
Angie. That's Angie Davis.
Oh, that's Angela Davis. My bad.
Yeah.
Went to Ukraine during the invasion.
Oh, I didn't even see this shirt when I just pulled it up. My bad. But dang, yeah. So he's wearing her shirt.
Oh, that is Angela. My bad. Yeah, my bifocals.
Yeah.
I have Asada tinted lenses, so that's I just be seeing Asada everywhere.
I mean, are there? He comes out the think tank. He was captured by it. Oh, are there think tanks out there? I mean, I know Sadiq mentioned one that they contributed to, but are there ones that we feel like are more blackish?
That's a good question.
I mean, I know there are black ones like that was created in DC, but they ain't really like us. But
there's that black what was it? They call themselves like it's like a black capitalist think tank. It's like they call themselves like the Booker T, something like it's something.
I thought you were talking about
one of them. I might be, I don't know. I don't really remember, but it was I'm not aware of one that has the I don't know. I'm not aware of a think tank in the way that oh, there's the ear doctor on the thing. What's up, ear doctor?
Joint Center.
Amber got a terrible connection. What is the ear doctor trying to say?
Wait, can you hear me now?
Yes.
What's good? We outside. Let's do this.
We outside. That's a fly hoodie. I like that hoodie.
It is a nice hoodie. I mean, yeah, nobody got me one, but it's cool. Keep talking about your think tanks.
It's the Joint Center is the one I was thinking about. The Joint Center for Political and Economic Studies.
That is now run by my man Diedrich Muhammad. Revolutionary, buddy. It's about to change the game.
Yeah, I remember when they kind of got started.
The biggest problem with Diedrich taking that job is that he had to step down from the Columbia Association Board here in Columbia, Maryland. And since I lost my bid for that seat, and I'm currently out of office entirely, our local community is spiraling out of control. So
get a panel with Diedrich and some of his leadership to come through and talk to us. What do you think?
We could try. I'm not entirely sure. I wonder if they would be interested in doing that. If there's a specific report that they produce,
let's see what
we could get him to come through. He got the action shot, headshot, the in speech.
Got some workforce policy. What they got over here? Nothing.
The Black Policy Playbook for an Equitable America. See, you talking about?
Oh, and the 19. Oh, well, let's get this. Let's
come on now. Come on now.
Oh, we in there. I'm a do a little.
Yeah. You're right. There you go. This is a good point right here. You're right. LBS is a think tank, though, ain't it? Yeah, I think Leaders of a Beautiful Struggle. I would like for, you know what? I would like for them to certainly think of them that way. I don't know. I wonder,
I do.
What are you saying, Erica? Broke is about to drop, everybody. June 1st, new season. You're going to say, I don't wait for me, but I think Amber already peeled off.
Look like it.
Are you still here? We right
wow.
Here. I already told you. I told you that. See? Amber don't protect black women. That's what I'm talking about.
Wow. That's the new headline. Amber versus black women.
Amber don't talk. Hey, listen. That's chauvinism right there. Like all she do is care about the black man. Oh, that is wild. All that stuff she was talking
about and sped off.
Erica doctor's calling you.
Wow.
Erica says she's not there yet. Whatever. Stop trying to cover for your sister. She's trying to cover for her sister. She don't want to expose you.
They calling the wrong Erica. They calling her Ricky. They're not Erica Brown.
We called Erica Brown. She didn't answer.
She on the plane.
See, she'll pull up for the bald light skin.
Yo. How are you watching this show?
Never would have thought. Amber of all people.
I barely pulled up for your doctor. I was gonna take her like get an Uber.
That's why Erica said I work with the other Amber.
Oh, wow.
I got me an improved Amber.
I was like, who is that? Who is she talking about?
Whoa.
Erica, a whole nother hour.
Y'all are ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Well, I am mad that this is the only way we can get the ear doctor on Fridays. Got to pick his ass up from the airport and trap him in the car. That's funny.
They're about to turn Indianapolis upside down. We're gonna get a report.
Man, is Indianapolis ready?
No.
I don't know. I remember they used to talk about when our aircraft carrier would go pull it into some port. Are y'all ready for this 6,000 drunken men be dropped off in your small community? I don't know. Indianapolis is about to get hit with a black political wave, the equivalent of 6,000 drunken sailors.
Yeah, that sounds a
That's
little
funny.
worse than
Look
our
at here,
football,
doctor.
trips.
Unmute.
You on mute,
unmute.
man. That old man
All right.
Yeah.
Fellas, was good. We outside now.
We outside. Finally got you on the Fridays. You be hating on us.
I got to get flew in to get on the Friday. You know what I'm I got to get flew in. Yo, the turbulence was terrible on the train. The lady next to me was like, Jesus, 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 Jesus. She's like, Father. And I said, listen, why don't you might as well die for his sins or somebody else's sins. He died for yours.
Did you really say that to her on the plane while she's in the crisis? That's hilarious.
I wanted to so bad. I was like,
listen,
Jesus is getting somebody's cat out of a tree right now. He's too busy.
My wife's buddy is an airline pilot.
You said what?
What did she say? My wife's buddy is an airline pilot, and he's always telling us turbulence is no big deal. You got to relax. The pilots don't even recognize that it's happening. And the plane, if you ever see a video of a plane from outside when they're doing the wind test, the wings are designed. So just remember that whenever it starts getting bumpy, it's all good. That's never the problem for the plane. And the pilots don't even recognize it. They're up there. They don't even realize what's happening. So I just try to use that as a relaxing mechanism.
Okay.
And yes, he did say turbulence on the train. He did. He did call it the train.
that man sound like he'd been to Mishawaka already and got some of that green leaf. He talking.
Listen, if it's my time, it's my time. That's how I look at it.
For real though, like if it's over.
No, I'm still gonna complain though, and express some disappointment.
Oh yeah, try to get some type of flyer mileage or something. Yo, this Delta thing is new, man. I mean, they offer you different snacks and stuff. I was like,
they
wow.
got snacks, right? Did you get the sun chips?
They ain't offer nothing because of turbulence. So ain't nobody get nothing the whole ride.
What?
So I'm hungry.
You said this Delta is new. What you used to fly?
Spirit,
okay,
Frontier.
Well, that's why you don't get no snacks. That's why.
Do.
He's like, this Delta thing is new. No, bro. Like that Delta.
They got seat belts.
Oh my
windows.
God. They got a flight attendant and everything.
Yo, they got a screen on the chair in front of you. You can play games, watch movies.
Yes, that's Delta, bro. What have you been at? You can play trivia with everybody on the plane. No, bro.
Yeah, he's not rich.
Buddy pass.
Don't say y'all. Me.
I'm buddy pass. I'm buddy pass up. Buddy pass gets
you're not rich like me. I'm legit rich. So I stay. All my flights got screens and foods.
Yo, that was amazing.
Delta got 3 bathrooms on the plane, man. You gotta see this. Look at this. Somebody look at this.
Ear doctor was looking around at the bathrooms like, y'all got bathrooms?
I can have another drink. Yeah, I ain't gonna pay for it. Let me get 2.
They said
rich.
They said for snacks. They said you want cookies. They said you want cookies. You want chips or something else. I was like, oh. I was about to say, give them all to me. Fuck, you ain't paying for it.
Hey, them sun chips fire.
Hey, no. Let's shout out to Frontier though. Frontier is an ecological sound airline. They're trying to not kill the people. So when you fly Frontier, you caring for the environment.
Listen. Well, we trying to get to this hotel, so I'm about.
All right. Well, be safe. Have a good time. We will catch you on the live stream at 6:00. Thank you, Amber, for the shuttle service. But I did have actual video of me being asked about my financial situation. So I just want to play that real quick.
I ain't no truck driver. I'm a janitor.
Janitor?
That's right, baby. Yeah. And I got enough cigarettes to last me and my family for the rest of our lives. I'm rich, bitch.
Niggas say I'm a jet.
Still got my cigarettes down in the other room.
Yeah, that man.
So
Did
yeah,
you smoke a cigarette for real?
I did. From 1986 to 1987 or so to 1992, and I quit. January. I quit in January of 1992 when the Washington football team won the Super Bowl. I said, if they win the Super Bowl, I will quit. And they won, and I have not had a cigarette since. But I said I needed to quit because I was 19 at the time, and I was walking up a flight on the ship, and I was wheezing, and I was like, you can't be this young and this out of shape. So, but I did. I used to, thoroughly enjoy a Newport, Cools.
The nigga that I date in Memphis, he stopped vaping, so he not doing nicotine no more. That man is struggling, boy.
Oh, it was rough. I'm not going to front. It was very difficult. And to this day, again, if I see somebody packing a new set of a new pack, capping a new pack, and unwrapping it, I'm like, ooh.
You start twitching and shit.
Yeah, I'm like, that looks really good. But
that man told me the other day, he said he been nicking. I said, nicking? He's like, yeah, I'm nicking real bad. I said, oh, you were addicted.
Absolutely.
You was addicted.
Yes, Maggie, crack and cigarettes go together.
I was reading this thing where they were talking about how they put addictive sugar in cigarettes and nicotine, and that's how a lot of people can't get off of them because of the sugar. Like, it's not even the nicotine necessarily; it's actually the addictive sugar.
But nicotine is, I thought, way more addictive than sugar. But
I think it's the combination of them both. Like they're saying, like because of the addictive sugars with the nicotine, it makes it worse.
I was too deep. I was a real fan. I was an actual, like a lunatic fanatic for the Washington football team for most of my young life. But Colin Kaepernick, shout out to Ear Doctor in the thumbnail for this morning's show. The Kaepernick incident is what fully broke me from supporting the sport. So I almost watch nothing at this point. Football, for world football, soccer, because of my daughter, but that's about it.
I was trying to remember who was on that team. Art
Which
Monk,
team?
The 92.
In 92?
Art Monk and
Art Monk was still there. Gary Clark. Oh man. Of course, you had the Hogs offensive line. You had
but they wasn't that good that year though. They like barely got up in there, right? Didn't they?
No, 90. No, not incorrect. That 91 team.
Oh, you said 91, not 92. I'm tripping.
Well, it was the 91 season. 1992 was the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was played in January of 92, and that team was actually really good. One of the better ones of that era, in fact. But Ernest Biner was on that team, absolutely. Clint Didier. I'll remember more as we go on, but I said Gary Clark already, and Mark Rippon was the quarterback, and it was great. It was a great time. I was spoiled most of my young life. We had a lot of. I mean, even though Charles Mann was on the team, even the Washington Bullets were winning championships when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like, so
Wasn't Darryl Green the first real lockdown corner? With speed?
No. Maybe he was the fastest, but before him, you would have had like Lester Hayes with the Raiders and the whole Stickum controversy back in the day and stuff like that. There was some others before Darryl Green, and that's old. The Bullets. I'm telling you, I don't know nothing about this Wizards team. It's the Bullets. That was their last Super Bowl too. And in fact, Susan Harjo allegedly put that indigenous curse on the team that said, you will never win another meaningful game. And it was like in 1992, I believe. She said, you will never win another meaningful game until you change the name. And you could argue that since 1992, the Washington football team has not won another meaningful game ever since. I mean, there's some arguments here or there, but they certainly have not won a Super Bowl or even a championship. So no, Doug Williams was earlier. Doug Williams was in the 87, 88 Super Bowl. And I was working at Domino's Pizza the night he had that legendary first half against the Denver Broncos. So
but then after that, you stopped paying attention to sports. When did you stop paying attention? Because you didn't have all this knowledge early.
Colin Kaepernick is when it really dropped off. Like that was once they did that to Cap and the other brother that took the knee with him. His name escapes me in the moment. I was like, I can't. The contradiction is just too. If you can't even suppress your racism enough to let this man play and break himself for you,
Yeah,
so yeah, that was.
I was a Giants
Eric
fan.
Reed, thank you. Yes, thank you.
Speaking of sports, how do y'all feel about Travis Hunter and that girl getting married with no prenup?
What?
I don't
Travis
know.
Hunter, the Heisman winner.
Yeah, but
I don't know him. I don't know who the woman is.
He got married to this girl. Her name Leanne, and
his longtime girlfriend.
yeah, they've been together for like a long
This
time.
is 6 minutes from.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they signed a prenup.
No, they didn't.
Well, we've told our daughters that they should sign prenups whenever they get married.
Yeah, because I want to keep my shit.
And we told them we want to keep our shit. You're not going to have our shit be taken by some punk ass man. So, like you're gonna inherit something, and it's not going to no punk ass man. So he's lucky enough to marry into this family. That's enough. That's it. And that's what's happening. Just like my wife told me, you married into this family. It's not the other way around. Yeah.
Well, your wife got money.
It's not about money. It's about who runs and orders things. And in fact, it's not about money at all. There's not much of that to in fact, we're the ones making our family's money.
As long as you know where you are. In the order of things.
Yeah, the woman makes the man. That's the phrase in this household. So you gotta
Which is why you should control the amount of access people have to you. You don't let no fucking body just be out parading what you know. You're the prize. Not you, Jerry, your wife. But you're the prize.
Yeah. Definitely not me.
Well, it seemed like that
absolutely
message will be good if you stayed and picked up Erica and not just picked up Air Doctor. Erica. You supposed to wait on her. She's the prize, isn't it?
You supposed to have taken Ear Doctor to get some lunch right around the airport and then swing back on around when she
Benson? Like a
driving Miss Daisy.
This is why we don't do nothing to
you.
Absolutely.
Y'all don't do no news on Fridays.
We have done news. We've been doing a lot of news.
We was trying to do news and tell your driver,
Not you trying to blame me. We talked about two stories. Jared was taken up for Diddy in his trial.
Oh, wow.
I got my free Diddy shirt. I'm about to go get my free Diddy t-shirt.
Did he do it? Did he not?
Did he do it? Did he do it?
A mix what I like.
Y'all are dumb. No, we talked about somebody getting out of prison.
Oh, okay.
Jared did a whole story about them niggas in Osama bin Laden.
All right, my bad.
Them niggas in Osama bin Laden.
We talked about how Obama kept Osama bin Laden alive, or he killed him and put his body somewhere, and then used that as a moment to get like political clout.
There we go.
Hey, how about
bad boy for life? Y'all terrible.
How about you know the crash out dude? They say look like a turtle from the balloon pop joint. How about I just found out my homeboy cousin is training him now, and now I think he's actually gonna be a real boxer for real.
Right this way.
Okay. I just want to say, pull up Sadiq comment. That was the best one.
Which one? I mean, how many?
That was
and how
of me.
Amber,
y'all know I don't fucking like
how you be seeing the chat driving and, like that's a lot.
You worry about the wrong shit.
No, I'm not.
Ear doctor's not safe.
Yes.
You putting our DJ at risk.
Don't do that. don't do that.
So listen, as we get ready to wrap up, everybody, please again make sure you're back here at minimum, if for nothing else, 6:00 p.m. Eastern for the opening plenary of the National Black Radical Organizing Conference, featuring, of course, Amber. The only real reason to tune in is to catch another glimpse of Amber.
Ear doctor gonna be there.
That's irrelevant.
It is
irrelevant.
Exactly.
It's Amber's going to be there. I want to make sure we get people to actually tune in, Amber. So yeah, definitely, and make sure you like, share.
Said he gonna let me do a little DJ set before.
No, I'm just here to get live tomatoes thrown at me. That's it. Like live, like.
No,
in the chat room.
All you're going to get is flowers here, doctor. Flower after flower.
Yeah, flowers. Let's do that. The green ones.
Oh wow.
Y'all look funny. It's not legal here. Don't get fucked up.
What's up?
What's not legal?
Get rid of all THC products.
Well, Fort Wayne got a field of hemp somewhere. Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Shame.
Even though you don't watch boxing, Jared, this is what I'm talking about. This guy, Aaron, I guess it's Aaron the plumber, but he's training with my homeboy in Atlanta. So I think he's gonna be a boxer for real.
Oh, the nigga who was a plumber.
Yeah.
He's a weirdo.
Yeah, but if he training my guy, I mean he's serious. So I think he about to be a real boxer.
With that neck and that back combo, I would think he was serious.
Listen. I don't know.
Okay, well, we're gonna be at the conference this weekend. That's what's happening. You guys won't be there because y'all hate us. I hope to meet some of y'all in person, link up. I will be running all the after party shenanigans, so definitely connect with me on that because so many things to do, so many places to see. And Ear Doctor gonna be there.
Yeah, turn up.
Yeah. Outside. Yeah. Black Liberation Media is outside.
Yes.
Very good, everybody. Geechee, anything you want to let us know about?
No. Everybody be safe.
After the morning plenary tomorrow, which we will air here on Black Liberation Media, Renee and I will be back at 11:15 with Eugene Puryear. So you can have Black Liberation Media on all morning, catch the plenary, catch Saturdays.
Just run it in the background. Don't log out.
I'm mad JB couldn't make it here, man. I only get to see Jared twice every 4 years.
And Renee didn't come either. Damn, I know y'all hate us, but you ain't gotta hate me that much.
We'll find another way to link up. I am feeling a little FOMO and wish everybody
Black
well.
Liberation Media retreat that Jared pays for because
Amber. After we go off air, ask Ear Doctor about that exact question.
Okay, I will. Don't you worry.
He's not allowed.
Yeah, tell her, Ear Doctor. Let me know.
I love when light skin niggas be decent. It feels like it's extra.
He's not allowed.
Yeah, let her know, Ear Doctor.
We tried it 2 times. He's not allowed anymore.
I think you just needed me. You were missing the Amber factor.
Now that Amber's here, all things are possible. Facts.
It's very true.
Facts.
I got this. Ear Doctor didn't see my skills at work. I picked him up, been driving, take him to get some breakfast, and been on the stream the whole time.
And reading the chat.
Exactly.
Yeah,
crazy.
Like
see what happens when
wearing half a seatbelt.
What you say? What you say about THC?
I said, you see what happens with unmedicated ADHD?
Oh, I thought you said.
Actually, mine is medicated. I don't take my medicine until after 10 because I have to eat something first. So.
Well, everybody, let's do that. Let's take our post 10 o'clock medicine, have something to eat, and make sure you like, share, subscribe, support the Patreon. Make sure the bell is rung so you don't miss anything. And we'll catch you next time, right back here next Monday with more Mitzvah Like and a good week of Remix Morning. What?
Somebody had a gift for me. Just give it to Kamal. No. Kamal.
Don't give
it to Kamal. You will never see that shit again. Yeah.
Let me find out who else coming. Who? All right. Look for Carmen. Carmen from Atlanta and give it to her.
Wow.
To
Just
me,
walk.
they don't get you.
I don't want to give it to you, Amber.
She don't trust you,
You're
Amber.
gonna sell my shit.
Clearly.
You're gonna sell my shit to one of
And
your
we're gonna
crack.
give it to one of her boyfriends.
He's one of your boyfriends. You're gonna be like, hey, I thought of you. And I'm like, that's that, you know.
I don't have a boyfriend, so that's not possible.
But it says Geechee on it. That's just what my nickname for you, boo.
That's funny.
Damn.
That's my nickname for
Oh
you.
man. It's my nickname. I call all my boys, all my little men's Geechee.
Geechee? That's the
Anyway.
name y'all pick?
Don't do it.
I'm just trying to get you over with the gift. All right, everybody. Listen, shout out to the undefeated chat. Peace only if you're willing to fight for it, like Fred Hampton used to say. Salute to the conference goers. And we'll catch you next time around here at
Remix. 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 Remix.